Alright, welcome back. And as promised, we're going to make that angle grinder spindle wheel thing. Yeah, whatever. It'll make sense when it's done. So here's how to make it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take whatever size of scrap wood you need. I'm going to be using a 1/2 inch pine, and that's left over from something. And take a square or whatever measuring tool you have and make marks to the same measurements that you need for your angle grinder wheels. Mine are 4.5 inches, and since I want a little leeway to protect them, I'm going with 5 inches, and then I'm going to make it 10 inches because I want 2 dowels in the middle to hold the wheels themselves. And then once you've made your measurements, make the lines and the guides for the cuts, and then cut the piece out. So now, using a belt sander, I'm going to square off the ends there from the cuts that aren't quite smooth enough or whatever. I'm just going to make it look a little better on the ends, and I'm not too worried about length. If it's a little longer, that's fine. After you've sanded the board to the point you're happy with it, take some sort of writing, whatever, and the discs you're going to be putting on. This is why I wanted it a little longer. So I've got everything I need there. So I'm just going to take my writing, whatever, and mark where the dowels should go and where I'll drill the holes for those dowels. So once you've got the holes marked, or any other step, just find dowels that will fit into the holes of the wheels you want to secure, so that if this ever gets moved around too much, the wheels don't jostle around too a lot and hit each other, which can damage them, which can then shatter when you use them, which can damage you. So be careful there, and yeah, get them the size you want, see how much you will need, and then add a little more for excess, because sometimes the starter kits that you can get with angle grinders will have smaller sanding discs than what you get separately at hardware stores. So keep that in mind. So leave a little extra and leave a little more for that wheel. And yeah, once you've decided that, mark where you want to cut it and then cut it. Another good thing to remember here is that the dowels will go down about 1/2 inch into the board, so you're going to lose 1/2 inch on the length you think you measured. So remember to just be mindful of that. You don't have to make 2 marks like this, but I did just to let myself know where I should cut and and how long I actually want it. So keep that in mind. Now we cut. So after you got all that done and you've got your holes marked, go ahead and find some bits that are roughly the same size as the dowels. You don't want something too small. If it's slightly small and you have to hammer it in, that's fine, but you don't want the wood to split. So what I have here is a 3/4 inch spade bit, and that's just slightly bigger than this dowel. And over here I have this monster bit for this little dowel for that hole. And let's see how it goes. So after you have the holes drilled for the dowels, you're going to want to take a little bit of wood glue and put it at the bottom of the dowel, like so. Then you're going to want to stick this in that hole and pound it in with a rubber mallet, preferably. And then when you've got them stuck in there and glued, it should look something like this. Now the bit I used for the smaller dowel was a little too big, so I had to take some wood shims, split them to the right size, stick them in, and then on the other side stick a whole bunch of wood glue down in there, smooth it in, pack it in, and then put sawdust from my belt sander right on top of it. And then that's pretty much it. I am going to do one final step though, and that will be to put some screws in the bottom of these after I've sanded them down on the belt sander. So the screw idea didn't really work out for me. So when you do it, may not work for you unless you actually know what you're doing, which I'm learning. So this is a learning experience for me. But so far it worked fine. I'm just going to, from when the glue dries, I'm just going to pull the screws out and leave it. I think it should hold well enough with the screws not in it anyways. So yeah, that's it. And for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to put the grinding wheels on it. So there's the final product. If you like this video, go ahead and click the grinding disc there, and it'll take you directly to my main channel where you can subscribe. I would appreciate it. And leave a like and a comment in the video. I'd appreciate that too. And hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. I did a little bit along the way. And let me know if you decide to do it. That'd be cool. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.